Hello and welcome to 1001up.com, where you are watching the first ever video review, you lucky people. Now, before we go any further, you're probably wondering why I'm stood in the living room. Well, that is quite simple. It's quite simple that you, me, all of us, we play the majority of our games in the comfort of our own homes. So I thought I would review in the comfort of my own home, which comfort is kind of important because we are going to be reviewing Mortal Kombat X, and you're once going to get comfortable because you're probably going to see lots of graphical stuff. Yes, it is a very violent game, but that's not to say it's not a very good game. Okay, now just quick disclosure before I go any further. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm a big fanboy. I've been playing it since 92, I think it was, 92 when it was released, down the arcades with my mate Ed Norris. We were putting in 20p after 20p after 20p into the machine just to play it. Of course, there wasn't the internet back then, so none of us knew the finishing moves. We didn't have a clue what the finishing moves were, but that's okay because there was enough blood and guts to keep everyone satisfied. And when it said finish him, we just usually finish with a flying kick. But it was fun, and I was hooked, and I've been hooked, and I've played it again and again and again throughout the years, and it's been wonderful. I love the series, I love the lore, I love the concept, it's great, and that's why you get me reviewing it. Okay, so on to the review. And onto the plot. So the plot is carries on from the 2011 reboot of the series, if you will, which had lots of time traveling antics and kind of reset the whole story, which is absolutely great. And this kind of follows on from this. And there's not so much time traveling, but there's lots of flashbacks going on left and right, and it all centers around Shinnok, who is an evil elder god ruling over the dead, coming to try and take power and rule the universe, especially Earthrealm. So our planet is under threat, and the heroes all gather together via the medium of violence and also flashbacks. Violence and flashbacks, perfect combination, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't they be? Violence and flashbacks, and that violence and flashback plays through a story that's about 5 or 6 hours long, but it's great, and it's great because it is a story in a fighting game. You get to try out lots of characters. It's pretty well scripted, all things considered. You've got some good little action scenes, a couple of quick time events which are quite annoying, but overall a very good story. And you know, actually it's better than a very good story. It's utterly ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous, which therefore makes it utterly brilliant. In true Mortal Kombat style, everything's going off left, right and centre, heads are being ripped off and chucked off. It's great. I won't give you any spoilers, but trust me, it is worth playing through the whole story and hanging around for a mid-credit scene. Yes, taking a leaf out of all those superhero films, NetherRealm Studios have put a mid-credit scene in. So yes, the plot is great. It is well worth watching and playing through because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and it's ridiculous. So why not? Right, so let's talk about the gameplay. Now the gameplay, you know the drill, I know the drill, everyone knows the drill. If you say beat 'em up, you're going to get a lot of kicks, you're going to get a lot of punches, and you're going to get a lot of throws until someone wins. It's that simple. It hasn't deviated from that. It's still the same old Mortal Kombat that you'd expect. You punch, you kick, you get your win at the end, and then you have the option to do what they call a fatality or a finishing move, being able to go finish him, and then you have a pretty short window of time to get your character in position, bang in some button inputs, and away you go. Hopefully you'll end up ripping heads out of bodies, or chopping them in half, or kicking them over something. You know the drill, it's Mortal Kombat. So if you're expecting anything different, you're not going to get it. But that's not a bad thing, because what Mortal Kombat X does is it stays true to Mortal Kombat throughout the years. The characters have weight, they have a purpose. You feel like every punch and kick lands. The collision detection is spot on, which is what you need it to be for a game like this. It runs really smoothly. Each character is there's a standard moveset that you can kind of, you probably know what the inputs are, and you know where the punches and the kicks are going to be, and yet they manage to make each character feel different. You've got the slower, heavier ones, you've got the lighter, jumpier ones. They are all in there. There's lots of variety. I think there's 24 to choose from. Now each of these 24 characters have three different movesets. So if you were, say, Scorpion, who's obviously the face of the game, ninja guy, yellow thing, blows fire, skull back from the dead. He has 3 different styles. One of them focuses on his fire, another one on his ninjutsu, they call it, and the third one on his teleportation abilities. So again, you can mix it up. So you got 24, you got 3, a quick bit of maths, that's probably about 72 different character styles you could try in that. Now there are a lot of old returning characters, which is great. Raiden's in there, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, they're all there. And there's some new ones. Now these new ones are quite interesting because they are the children in a lot of cases, or the younger generation coming through of Mortal Kombat Warriors. For example, Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade have had a daughter called Cassie. There you go. There's a bit of a spoiler, but she's all over the place on the marketing, so you've probably seen her already. So there you have it. So the gameplay is great. Now, as with all that, it's not just about the fighting and beating up. You know, you've got the crypt, where you can walk around. It's a bit of a first person mode. You walk around, you unlock stuff which then feeds into the game, so it gives you opportunities to do other things. You've got online, so you've got all the versus battles, they are in there. You have towers, what they call, so a ladder where you fight one fighter after the other until you defeat them all. Now they have living towers, so every day a new tower changes and it gives you different modifiers, and you can use that and you can then send a challenge to your friends. Now Phil, who you know, of course, you would watch us fighting and the bromance every now and then on a Thursday night, 8 PM GMT. You'll see the stream, you'll see us fight, and we will send challenges to each other: who can do the tower the fastest, who can score the most amount of points, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Slight criticism: the online is a bit clunky at the moment. Sometimes it takes a while to log in, and there's the occasional bit of lag, which in a fighting game makes life very difficult. Now, I would say it was my internet connection, but trust me, it's not. I've got the full, I'm operating on the full super fast broadband and all that, so there is something occasionally that lags on the server, and I'm not the only one who's been experiencing it, because I've spoken to a few other guys who have as well. So the gameplay is great. So what have you got? You've got a standard fighting. It feels like Mortal Kombat. It has loads and loads of extras in the crypt and all the versus modes. It's online and it runs smooth as silk. So yes, when you're offline, when you're online, occasional bit of lag, but it's not enough to take away. It's not enough to take away, as you will see if you ever watch me and Phil play it online. So yeah, so gameplay, it's great, it's wonderful, it does exactly what it says on the tin, and it is more Mortal Kombat. So what's next? What's next is the visuals and the audio. Well, you've probably seen from the footage just how good this looks. It is a really good looking game. There's lots of detail going on in the background of the fights, with the uniforms themselves. It looks really pretty and it runs smooth as butter, or at least in single player it does. Again, there's occasional bit of lag online, but when it's going, it is going at lightning pace. It ticks along beautifully. The violence, every cracking bone, every smack, every spurt of blood looks amazing. It really does. And again, it's the sort of stuff, it looks so good that it draws reactions from the people watching it. It really is, trust me. There are bits where you're going to have trouble eating, but that's fine because you know what you're getting with Mortal Kombat. And the sound really complements it. Again, Mortal Kombat over the years has evolved, but there's certain things that you just kind of expect. You've got Scorpions, get over here. You've got finish him. You've got all of that. That's all there. It's nice, big, kind of booming noise that really goes through and really kind of grabs you in there. The voice acting is great in the story, and also, you know, when the fighters are facing off against each other, the punches and kicks, they sound like you feel they should, and of course the snapping of the bones and the ripping, it's all there. It sounds great. Trust me, it looks and sounds fantastic, which hopefully you'll be able to see from the footage as well. Next on the list is replay and innovation. Now, this is always a tricky one because one man's genius is another man's seen and done it. So it's always quite a difficult one to kind of judge. But I'll tell you what, the replayability of these, as with all fighting games, you are going to get out exactly what you put in. So if you put in the practice, if you explore all the modes, if you see all there is to offer, there is a ton of replayability when it's effectively just two people facing off against each other. You've also got the crypt mode. There's constant new characters are being fed through slowly and surely. There's skins to unlock. There's of course there's a story mode to go through, the living towers that change every day. There is a lot going on. There is a lot of replayability if this is your bag. If you like fighting games, if you like Mortal Kombat is one of them, because obviously there are other alternatives out there which play slightly differently. If Mortal Kombat is your thing, there is a lot here for you, and that makes it good because as you know, massive Mortal Mortal Kombat fan, I will come and play this a lot. I come back to it again and again and again. It is great. It is really, really good. There is tons to do. Now, of course, on the innovation side, it is what it is. The fighting game is a fighting game. You know, you've got two people beating each other up. In terms of Mortal Kombat being innovative for the series, yes. It introduces loads of new characters. It puts a nice fresh spin on the lore after the reboot from 2011, of course. It's good. It is innovative. And then you've also got the different character styles. So each character, as I said earlier, has 3 different techniques, which again is a bit similar to what they did with Deadly Alliance in the mid-2000s. But again, you know, you can choose. It gives that variety. It's not something you see too often in other games. But by the same token, you know, it does what it does. The online stuff, very clever, very clever. The living towers, lots of different challenges, and it's good as well in that you can send that challenge to a friend, so you can do it in your own time. You will then go about. You will say, right, I've beaten this tower, I've scored that many points. I'm going to challenge someone to see if they can beat me, and if they do, you get a message, and if they don't, you get a message. It's good. It's nice. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be online at the same time. So yeah, is it innovative? In terms of Mortal Kombat, in terms of fighting games, there's a lot going on, but could there be more? Could there less? It's a very tricky one to call, but I'd say it's pretty much there. I mean, it does enough new things to make them feel new. So to my book, it's more innovative than it isn't innovative. And of course, in the replayability factor, well, like I say, you get out what you put in. If you love fighting games, if you love taking it to your mates, this is the game for you. It's brilliant. Okay, right, now here we go with the score, but before we do the score, let's have a think about what has been good and what has been bad. Now let's focus on the bad first. The two bad things. First of all, starting with the slight lag on multiplayer, which again it's not massive. It only happens every now and again, but when it does, and if you're up against one of the great guys online, all they need is that little window and they will absolutely hammer you, and it's game over, which can be quite frustrating. NetherRealm are working on a patch. They patched it already. I gather they're working on it to make it even more stable. So hopefully by the time if you're now buying this game, it will be all sorted and nice and smooth. The other thing that this game does is it puts paid content front and center. You have the menu when you log in, and right above the menu is press triangle to buy a new skin, a new character. To do this, I tell you what, if you've already spent 50, 60, 70 pounds on a game, you don't then want that front and center. I think that's really off, and the game doesn't need it. It is a good game. I understand why you want to make money, but this is a really good game, and you don't need more stuff. If you want to buy extra characters, cool, that's fine. Advertise it through the usual channels. Don't put it right in the middle of the game so it's the first thing the player sees. No, leave it out. Okay, so what's good about it? Well, it's Mortal Kombat. Yes, I'm a fanboy, yes, I know, I love it, but it is Mortal Kombat, and it's more of the same, but in glorious high definition. But not just high definition, lightning fast, super slick, beautiful. Next generation, new generation console definition. It is great. It runs like a dream. You feel the weight. It is Mortal Kombat, and there is loads to do. There is loads and loads to do in this game. And you have the crypt, you have the living towers, you have the online stuff, you have the story mode, which honestly, if it wasn't for NetherRealm, fighting games, I mean, come on, there's only so much tiny little cutscene at the end once you finish the boss you can take. This is a fully fleshed out story. So yes, there is tons and tons to do. It is a brilliant game. It's such a shame they're trying to ram the DLC down your throat from the moment you boot it up. So there you have it. That is Mortal Kombat X. The version reviewed, PlayStation 4, which I bought for my own money because I love the game so much and I am willing to pay everything for it. What's the score? What is the score? Well, the score, ladies and gentlemen, is 50 out of 60, which on 1001 Up means buy it now. Yes, if you are, of course, over 18, buy it now. Buy the game. It's great. It's a great beat 'em up. If you love beat 'em ups, you can't go wrong with this. It is really well made. There is tons to do. Looks beautiful. Sounds great. You can come back to it again and again, and it is Mortal Kombat. So yes, buy it now. Buy this game now. It is great. Love it. Fantastic. So there you have it. Thank you very much for watching. This is 1001 Up. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Twitch. Check it out, like us, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Hello! Hello! No, that's really bad with a start, so let's just give it and we'll try again. Followed on from the 2011 reboot, I've been looking at myself rather than the camera. The characters, it's not slow. Sorry. Let's just rewind and try that again. So what were we doing? We were talking about the game. I'll make sure that. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'll say something.